Good afternoon, everyone. It's 1:30, and we are resuming the Board of County Commission meeting here in Seminole County. Date is September 23rd, 2025. I want to take a moment and wish Kate a happy birthday.
Ooh, happy birthday. Thank you.
And Commissioner Herr has a birthday this week. Congratulations.
Happy birthday.
Go ahead. That wasn't a good matter. That was every year's a gift.
My report. And today is also, believe it or not, we saw the animal services earlier. Today is Dogs and Politics Day. If I'd have known that early enough.
Dogs in politics?
Yeah. I'm not sure what that means, but
Like
I
those
thought about bringing my
velvet rugs
dog.
that used to have dogs.
Anyway, I'll look for proofs of publication, please.
So moved.
Second.
Motion second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Seeing none, carries unanimous. Okay, our first item and only item this afternoon is going to be legislative in nature. It's item 22, Comprehensive Plan Amendment Transmittal, and this will be presented by David Germain.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
David German, Senior Planner, Development Services. This afternoon, I'm presenting a proposed text amendment to the Seminole County Comprehensive Plan. It will amend the introduction, transportation, public schools facilities, intergovernmental coordination, and capital improvement elements, and the capital improvements exhibit. This will implement the 2021 School Interlocal Agreement for Public School Facility Planning and School Concurrency, expand options for transportation services, and to provide a definition for microtransit. The 2021 School Interlocal Agreement was formally adopted on December 9th, 2024, with a deadline to adopt the updated language into the comprehensive plan by October 9th, 2025. These updates include language for definitions, updated level of service and facility standards, and adoption of the Seminole School Board's 5-year capital improvements plan into the county's capital improvements element. This was done by reference to the school district's budget book, which houses their capital improvement plan. The amendments to the comprehensive plan related to the school ILA are intended to create consistency and be compliant with the agreement. The 2007 interlocal agreement was replaced by the 2021 agreement with an effective date of December 9th, 2024. The agreement has a date of 2021 in the title, but an effective date of December 2024. Seminole County has signed the agreement in collaboration with the school district early on, but the agreement did not become effective until all municipalities had signed it, which occurred in 2024, as some cities had not signed it until later on.
Actually, one city.
Yeah.
We're all thinking it.
Yeah.
It was one city.
It was fun.
That city was Winter Springs,
That's correct.
my district.
We're just calling them out right
That's
now.
right. Let's just be forthright and open.
Big bus just rolled over them.
The other
Sorry.
updates in this amendment are due to the expansion of the transportation system in Seminole County. Scout is a new microtransit system which requires the comprehensive plan to incorporate new language and definitions. This includes a definition of microtransit in the introduction element and language to specify funding sources in the transportation element. There was also a minor correction to the transportation element, deleting a reference to an unadopted plan. These changes are consistent with the plan that the county has voted to implement for the microtransit system and its funding. On August 11th, 2025 board meeting, the Board of County Commissioners voted to enact a 5-cent fuel tax, which will be incorporated into the comprehensive plan. Adopting the proposed updates by January 1st, 2026 will make Scout eligible for funding by the fuel tax. The amendment to the comprehensive plan will require transmittal to the state for review and will need an additional review by the Board of County Commissioners. Staff requests the board approve transmittal of the proposed ordinance to the state, amending the Seminole County Comprehensive Plan by revising the introduction, transportation, public schools, facilities, intergovernmental coordination, and capital improvement elements, implementing the 2021 school interlocal agreement, and expanding options for transit services. That concludes my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, David. We sincerely appreciate it very much. Inquiries from the board. Commissioner Lockhart, we'll start there and move our way down.
I only have, well, I have a couple, but I don't want to go down too many rabbit trails, so I'm just going to keep it very specific here. So one of the elements referred to that the county would support links in its continued efforts, and I'm looking for the page so that I can get it correct, and now I think I've gone by it. Page 3, TRA 27, letter G. The county shall continue to support the efforts of Lynx to improve air quality by converting its fleet to biodiesel, compressed natural gas, and electric vehicles. Did we say that?
I don't know that, well, maybe part of this board did at some juncture, but I don't recall this current board doing that.
I just thought it was odd that it was in here, and I don't remember having that conversation and that we said we would do that.
My only recollection, I think 4 or 5 years ago, I heard something mentioned about, but I don't know that this board took it up.
If you want, Commissioner, sorry, Chairman.
Y'all want to check on that?
Yeah, we can check to see when it was put in the comp plan, and maybe that will provide you with some insight.
Well, it's new. It's underlined red. So it is a new modification, letter G.
What page, I'm sorry?
Page 3.
3.
Of the handout.
Yeah, it's under page TRA 27 in the block, letter G. And Mr. German, I don't expect you to have the answer to that question. I would never do that to you.
I think we're looking into it here.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
the only way I could assume that this would happen, and you know what happens when you assume things, but the only way that I could do that or think that is that there's been at least 3 of us on the board over the last number of years. It's brought forward from Lynx that they're buying new this bus, that bus, electric, biodiesel and everything, and if we voted on approving that, that would be the only way that I
Like
would
we
assume,
might
because I
have-
don't recall us ever as a group saying we support it.
Sure. Mr. Gomez may have an answer.
Yes, Jose
Please.
Gomez, Development Services
Not
Director.
that.
That was included as part of a recommendation by staff from Public Works, but if this board doesn't support that, we can certainly remove that.
Well, it's not that we don't support it, it's just that this is the first time we're talking about it.
So I'm uncomfortable being asked to adopt something as a part of the comprehensive plan that says that the board shall continue to do something that this board hasn't said we shall do. And frankly, the most recent conversations about electric vehicles at Lynx have been that they're not working right now very effectively. So I'm not sure that Lynx even thinks it's a good idea right now. So,
I think we could just take it out. I don't think there's a need to have it
No,
in.
it was just adding that additional, since it had biodiesel and. the
shall
others.
makes me nervous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shall makes me nervous.
Let's take it out.
Yeah, we-
If the board,
Everybody okay with that? Commissioner Delory?
I said I'm fine with that.
It's like we're all good with removing that.
okay. Thank you.
thank you, Commissioner Lockhart.
Thank you.
Commissioner Constantine, you're next.
I received this earlier, but I have looked at the comprehensive plan, and these are all, unlike what we just found out. One thing, most of these things if not all these things, other than that, we've approved already. I just a comment, coming back from the Florida Association of Counties meetings, I will tell you that all these transmittals going to the Department of Commerce, which is interesting, the Department of Commerce is in charge of land development, but at the Department of Commerce, I think a lot of them are surprised at some of the comments and what they're coming back with, especially when it comes to, protection of land use and homes after emergencies and things of that nature. But, I'm not presupposing they will say anything to us, but I wouldn't be surprised if we don't have comments coming back. That's all I'm going to say.
Interesting, okay.
Commissioner Delary.
I have no comments.
Commissioner Herr.
No comments.
Commissioner Zembauer, no comments. Can I
Chairman,
get a motion? Commissioner Herr.
I move to approve the transmittal of the proposed ordinance to the state amending the Seminole County Comprehensive Plan by revising the introduction, transportation, public school facilities, intergovernmental coordination, and capital improvement elements, implementing the 2021 school interlocal agreement, and expanding options for transit services.
Second.
Motion is second.
With the modification of removing electric vehicles
So moved.
For links.
for links.
Yeah, can I just put the reference on the record?
Absolutely.
I found it.
Please.
Okay, so my understanding is the motion as it stands amended is that it's being amended as put forth in the agenda, except for the change to policy TRA 2.3.3.2, monitor transit services, subsection G.
Agreed.
That's right.
Seconder agrees?
Sure.
That's a yes.
Yes,
Okay.
sure, yes.
Any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed, like sign? Hearing none, passes unanimously. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, next up is the county attorney's report. Ms. Latour?
Thank you, Chairman. My only item is to discuss the draft letter that we circulated last week and then recirculated earlier today regarding Senate Bill 180. At your last meeting, we had a discussion on Senate Bill 180, and the direction was given to staff to create a letter pointing out some of the concerns with the legislation and recommending practical solutions or alternative solutions to what the bill currently contains. I received feedback from each of you, and those recommendations have been incorporated into the letter. Mostly, it was a verbiage change here and there. There was some formatting altered to make our recommendations bulleted separately to stand out. But all in all, it's substantially the same letter that you saw several days ago. Commissioner Constantine asked that we kind of flesh out the recommended process on the bottom of page 2 regarding pre-suit requirements. That's probably the most substantial change, which really was just to further explain what we envisioned a property owner would do if they were damaged by a hurricane and wanted to come to the county and asked for a waiver or relief from a new code section that wasn't in place at the time of the storm. So that's probably the only substantive change, and it really was just to further explain our idea. So I'll just
Okay.
leave
So
it
I'll
to the
start
board.
at the far end and make sure everybody's okay with it. We'll just come down the line. Commissioner,
Yep. I think it was well done. I think you captured what it was that we had asked you to do. I think the only thing that we need to probably give direction on is to whom we would like this letter specifically addressed, and whether we want to send it to leadership, copy our delegation, or what order we want to do that in. I think that was the only question I had.
Commissioner Constantine?
Good point. I think that we should send it to the members of the legislature that sponsored the bill, certainly any co-sponsors, certainly the leadership, certainly the staff of those committees that it came from, the chief of staff of those committees. I think we also should make sure that we send it to Florida Association of Counties so that they have, and I will tell you that I did send the previous one our county attorney gave to us to the Florida Association of Counties, because that was, besides property tax, 180 was the other big issue that was discussed in almost every one of the committees. at the Florida Association of Counties, and I will tell you that they're not looking at the repeal of this bill either, like we were talking about. They want strong modifications and clarifications on 18 and 28, which is what this letter is doing. So they said that this was, in their opinion, also a wonderful letter, and the one clarification, because they wanted to make sure that, as Kate mentioned, there was just one clarification that we put together so that everyone would understand what it is. But I think that we should also send it to them, and I think it's a wonderful letter also.
Commissioner Laurie?
The only thing that I would add, we should also send it to our delegates as well.
I would agree with that. And I also would send it to the Florida League of Cities. They're all in the same boat. So everybody's got stuff there. Mr. Hurd?
Well, two things. I thought the whole reason we were doing this was to send it to the entire legislature. Was that not said the
Pretty
last
much
time?
just said to all of them, yes. But I think that's right.
I didn't think so. I mean,
I think that it wasn't just our legislation, our local
delegation.
legislature, our delegation that we needed to send it to, we needed to send it to, that was the comment that was made the last time.
No. We were sending it to the majority office and those in leadership and the chairman of the committees. But I think what Commissioner Constantine said was just now, I think, is what we had said before.
I think that's correct.
Okay. And then my only other comment is that I am never a fan of doing anything on a case-by-case basis. We are, by nature, trying to move away from case-by-case basis. I understand that this is to create a collaboration toward a better solution, and we should let the letter go as is, but just know that what we asked for here is, it will be very difficult to manage in a post-storm environment. Case-by-case decisions on how somebody may be eligible to seek relief.
And I think that's what we're asking
At the
for, is
county
that
level.
clarification.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe
From
that,
them.
sorry, Commissioner. Commissioner, maybe that's just a bad choice of words on my part, because that was a recent amendment, or a recent revision to the letter. If in a perfect world, if we got what we were asking for, I would envision a process with criteria that applicants would have to reach in order to get this relief that were asked, this process that would offer the relief. They would have to meet certain criteria that would be set forth in statute, or if they allow the local government to create their own process, we would set that criteria. So that's what I envisioned, and I can take out that phrase and find a better way to state it if that's the direction.
If our intention is not to do this on a case-by-case basis, which I think would be more palatable to all, then we maybe should rephrase that.
I'm open to
I
that.
have no issue with that. Let's rephrase it.
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Anything else? Ms. LaTour, anything else from the county attorney's office?
No, I have my direction, and we will finalize it, and you will see it soon for signature.
Very good. All right, county manager.
Just a couple items, Chairman and Commissioners. One, I do have to apologize. I believe the scout vehicles were locked when we went out there, so I do apologize for that. They got open shortly afterwards. But we do have the website up and running. It is scoutseminolefl.com. That is live now, so that's exciting, and it does provide information about the fairs, the service zones, the hours, discounts are on there. We've also put a downloadable, how you can download the freebie app, the Ride Freebie app on there as well, so it gives instructions on that. And then, as Ms. Johnson mentioned this morning with our code enforcement update, beginning next week, code enforcement services will be officially transitioned to the Board of County Commissioners, so we're excited about that. We have the officers in place. We'll be swearing them in soon, right, Jose? And so we'll have a better direct relationship with our code enforcement team. So we're excited about that.
Great. Question on the Scout. Did that get disseminated to all the cities and our partners in the community, the school board, Seminole State?
Yes.
They all were given that?
Yep,
Okay.
absolutely, yes. And we've actually spoke with all of them. We're in constant communication with them as
Good.
well. And even to the fact, Commissioner Lockhart and I talked about this when Lynx was going and doing their public meetings about our underperforming routes, about changing them. We had a scout table at all those events
Right.
as well, to giving them information on how they can obtain the services through our microtransit system.
Good.
Any inquiries for the county attorney or county manager? I do have one. I know this is fairly short notice, but I think it's rather important in light of the 5:30 meeting tonight. And I don't mean to throw any additional work on your staff, but I would like to see if you are able to, and Tim, provide a savings that the clerk of the court is going to have, since they're no longer providing the financial services to the supervisor of election. If that can be quantified, or if you can
Talk
figure
about
it
the
out.
books? Yeah.
Correct. I also would like to know the total value of the employee bonuses that the clerk has indicated he is going to give some of those employees. I think this is for the county attorney. I would also like to get an understanding how and if we're able to recoup our $182,000 that we afforded the clerk for a special project for e-warrants that we learned later from the judiciary that was already in use, and we were told by the clerk that it was reappropriated for other purposes. If you can get us an answer this afternoon,
I'll look at
this
that.
evening, I'd like to have an
Okay.
understanding of that, especially in light that we're being sued by the clerk for allegedly not giving him enough money. So I think it's going to be pretty important for me tonight at tonight's hearing. So, thank you very much. All right, we will go to our district reports. Commissioner Delary, you're up first.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Be two quick items. One is I was able to go as an alternate for the OEP board meeting last week, and they did a presentation on their trip to Charlotte, and it was very informative. I think I did not go to the trip to Charlotte, but the hearing their takeaways and what they brought back was very informative, and they're hoping to do some of those same things with either downtown Orlando or New York City, and hopefully get some more information if any of our staff actually went to it. I'd love to get some updates on that as well. And then I did receive an email this morning from a resident in Seminole County that had a situation. I'm not going to give addresses or names. I sent it to the county manager. I sent it to Public Works, that the individual that was doing work on public right-of-way, working for the county, road repair, was very insulting and had some issues with it. Contractor had to go back, and it was even worse. So I just wanted to make sure that you're all aware of it. I'm not mentioning names or the contractors' names, because I don't want to make sure we get all the information before we actually do something about it. So I'll look forward for more information from the county manager at the appropriate time, and if you would. That is the end of my report. Thank you,
Very
Mr.
good. Commissioner Constantine, District 3.
Thank you very much. I did want to congratulate the fire department at the Central Florida Hotel and Lodging Association's Patriots Day. Crew was awarded the Heroes Award for demonstrating the saving of lives when it was concerned in a potential drowning in the Oviedo area. Also, I've mentioned the Florida Association of Counties meeting a couple of times today, so I'm not going to go into that other than to say that they were working on the legislative. I'm passing that along to Tricia, as well as the fact that, a great deal of discussion was taken and on the property tax and Senate Bill 180, and I think that they have a very strong strategy as far as education and providing information to not just the legislature, but the citizens of Florida, and how, what would happen and on the elimination or the continued degradation of property tax, and of course, taking away home rule when it comes to Senate Bill 180. At the Central Florida Regional Planning Council, Commissioner Herr and I were at Christian and Chris did a wonderful job in explaining to the other members about microtransit, and I will tell you that they were very excited about it and wanted to see potential opportunities that they could have also in that program, and loved the fact that we were the guinea pigs. On the 20th, I believe that Commissioner Zimbauer and I were both at the City of Altamont Springs World Series celebration uptown at Crane's Roost, and it was a wonderful event.
Commissioner Hurt was there as well.
Oh, I'm sorry, Commissioner Herr, I did not see you. Forgive me.
Did you see Commissioner Constantine?
I did not.
Okay. Were you
We were
there?
in different places. On the coming up events, on the 24th, we have the Central Florida Zoo Board. The 25th at 6 o'clock, Rolling Hills meeting at Altamont Elementary. On the 27th, kind of exciting stuff. I think we've all talked about this before. I know that Commissioner Zimbauer did the Red Bull Tandem Roller Coaster at Crane's Roost. That is going to be exciting. They're expecting like 5,000 plus people.
That's going to be a
there.
crazy time.
It's going to be crazy. And October 1st at Seminole State, where CalNO will be meeting. And did want to also bring up the fact that on the 14th at 8 a.m., the sheriff will have his 13th annual Interfaith Prayer Breakfast at Longwood Community Building. The birthdays have already been given, but happy birthday, both Kate and Commissioner Herr. And I believe, and I'm not mistaken, that Commissioner Lockhart, congratulations on being on the board of directors for the Institute of County Government.
Oh.
That was done this past week. Board of directors, we approved it, so I just want to let you know that.
Did you know that it was approved?
And with that, I'm done.
All right, Commissioner Lockhart, District 4.
Thank you. I was not able to attend this most recent conference, and I knew that that was on the agenda, so I appreciate you not voting against me. That's awesome. Honestly, the Institute...
Made the motion.
Oh, even better. The Institute for County Government really is a great sub-organization of the Florida Association of Counties in partnership with the University of Florida. It's really doing good things to educate local elected officials on all sorts of topics, and any opportunity that anyone has to attend any of their classes remotely or in person, I highly recommend it. Last time we were talking about Sunrail and budget and insurance, and I think there was a memo that was sent to all of your offices that helped to give more detail and meat on the bones on the insurance topic. If you have any additional questions from that, ask Brajesh. Brajesh has just been awesome. The budget discussion is still a little fluid. We had a minor hiccup in that we were just advised that Mayor Dyer will be unable to attend the September Central Florida Commuter Rail Commission meeting, which is where we had planned on adopting the final budget. However, in order to adopt the final budget, there is some discussion about whether it needs to be a unanimous vote. So without a full board, it was canceled. So there will be no Commuter Rail Commission meeting in September. We hope to have everything in line and ready to go for October. We also have a work session on updating on the prospects of transition for operations and variety of things scheduled for October. The local funding agreement modification has to be adopted before a date certain before the end of the year, and we know how things get dicey with people traveling around the holidays, so we are, if you will hope along with me, that October is going to be a bang-up month for the CFCRC, and we're going to get a lot accomplished, and that everyone will be in attendance. Talked about the Scout vehicle demo, talked birthdays. Could we get an update on where we are with the educational impact fee study, up where I think I saw a message about that several months ago, but would love to get a full update?
Yeah, we've been in conversations with them Yeah, we'll get with your office, and I'll get with the whole board and let them
Okay.
know. where we are.
Obviously, huge proponent of the school district, want to do everything we can to support them. But as we know, enrollment is not increasing anymore in our public schools, and so impact fees are supposed to be used to fund the impact of growth, and if that growth is not occurring, all the more reason why we would need to make sure that we're doing the appropriate thing for our entire community, because we know that those impact fees affect the cost of new housing, for sure. Today is National Great American Pot Pie Day. I love a good pot pie, so fabulous.
Fantastic.
That's all I've got.
Okay. Commissioner Hurd, District 5.
I don't believe there is a good pot pie, but I could be wrong about that. I don't know. I've never had your pot pie, so I don't know if that's a thing.
It's too close to a casserole for me.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff mixed together.
There's green things in there, is that what you're saying?
Absolutely.
I was able to attend the ribbon cutting for the Sanford Courtyard Phase 3, and I'll let the chairman talk a little bit more about that. I'm sure you're going to talk about that, but it's just a great thing when somebody in the community realizes there's a need and creates affordable housing based on the fact that she literally put her retirement on the line to do this, and it is a great community right down the street from us. I did attend the Advent Health Sanford Emergency Room grand opening, which is on a little piece of pie property, and you can literally drive around it all day. So it's an amazing use of land, and I think in a great area of need. So that was great. They also do radiology there. It's not just emergency treatment. I do want to give a shout out for annual enrollment meetings. So it is that time of the year where you make your selections on the best benefit plan for you and your family. And if you have not engaged or have not thought about it, don't just let your benefits roll over and then complain about it later. Attend a meeting, learn more. A lot of them are virtual, and there's way more meetings than any one group could ever need. So thank you to Christine, the two Christinas that are doing that on behalf of all of our employees. And the last item that I have to talk to you about is the big one, and that is the 417 Sanford Airport Connector. I do think that we sent to your offices a link to all of this material, but I'll pass it down the dais so you have it in front of you as we're speaking. I do believe that, I think this gets you enough to get to the clerk as well. This is the preferred alternative, is now been narrowed down to 2A. This is coming in front of the CFX board on 10/9. I do expect that we'll have several attendees that will speak to it from a public input perspective. The alternative is the most cost-effective, the least impact to property owners, although there is still impact to property owners because the development out there is growing rather quickly. And I would also tell you from an economic feasibility perspective, the 40-year shortfall on the study is $52 million. I believe when we heard about this in the initial feasibility stage, the anticipated number was somewhere around $49 million, doing that by memory. And so it came in pretty close to what the expectation is. So for that $52 million shortfall, they will be looking for partnerships. Certainly, we're one of them, and there may be others, but there may not. So I'm just sharing this. I will be asked to vote on this on 10/9. Unless I hear anything differently from this board today, I intend to vote in favor of it. I truly do believe that if we don't do this now, we will not be able to do it because of the impact to future homeowners on these open lands. It still has impact now. It will have a greater impact years from now. Any questions?
Commissioner Lockhart.
In the context of other partners, do you know who some of the other partners may be besides, in addition to us, that may be looked at?
I don't. So once this gets moved forward, then CFX, the airport, and the county sort of lock arms and start looking. That is my understanding of the process.
Okay. And with the airport being owned by the city of Sanford or ostensibly managed, well, whatever that relationship is, are we talking about the city of Sanford as well?
Well, maybe I can answer that from the airport board perspective.
Yeah.
So the airport is a separate government entity, not associated with the city of Sanford, other than the city of Sanford approves the budget. They don't fall under the same guise, but the Sanford Orlando International Airport cannot be a partner in funding under FAA regulations. So then we would assume that maybe the city of Sanford would be, since they actually have the airport in their jurisdiction, and they're the government body, sponsors, and oversees the airport. That discussion's yet to be happening.
Okay. All of the members of this Airport Authority Board are appointed by the Sanford City Commission?
That is correct.
Okay.
Separate budgets.
Yeah.
Separate budgets, but approved by the city of Sanford?
That's correct.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Mr. Chairman?
And I do plan to be there, by the way, and so does the county
So
manager.
does county manager. And I think that's a really good clarification. I did not say that, but the airport cannot fund, but the airport can ask for funding elsewhere.
Correct.
And so I did not say that as clearly as I could have.
Okay.
Commissioner Glar, you had something?
I just want to make a couple of statements, if you don't mind, Mr. Chairman.
Sure. Go ahead.
First of all, I would agree with everything that's being said here, that if it's not done now, then it will never get accomplished. And I think this is looking at the future, not just for Seminole County, but the region, and in particular around the airport. The thing that we need to be doing is, once we start looking at those partners, whoever they may be, we should be looking at what those traffic volume numbers are today and what they're projected to be, so we can actually explain to those partners why this is so critical. We have to be able to tell the story.
And I think CFX does an excellent job at building that out. They have the numbers. That's what the
And I'm
study
sure they
was
do.
done on.
Right now, I don't have those numbers, and I'm sure we're going to be getting a briefing from them, and I just want to make sure that as we move forward, we tell the proper story.
Yeah, they're in the process of briefing. I believe the chair has been briefed in
Yes.
his role on the airport board as well as chairman. Because I sit on there, and then
I
they're
understand.
working their way down the dais. But for me to bring it here is important because the meeting happens on the 9th.
No, I think that we should, as a board, we should be wanting you to vote yes.
And with that said, I want to make sure we have consensus. Everybody is fine with Commissioner Herr voting in the affirmative?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. That concludes my report.
Thank you very much. Well, you all covered quite a bit for me, so I was here scratching off things. To follow up, thank you to Commissioner Herr for moderating the ribbon cutting for the Courtyard Phase 2 project, the 10 new affordable units right here behind us on 2nd Street. Really a great story there on work that's been done by Kimberly Fogel and her group, and I happen to sit on that board as an advisor. You know, she's put her own money in this thing. This woman took her 401K, cashed it in to build affordable housing. The first 10 units that came online, and those occupants, those families that are now in them, it's amazing what work they've done. They're collaborating with other 501c3s, Habitat for Humanity and others. But the employment benefits that these folks have brought, with the exception of one, their income has increased almost 52% of the people that now live in those homes, that they otherwise never had a place to live. And they've got skin in the game. So it's a great attribute here for the community. And Phase 2, the people are going to be waiting to move in there as we cut the ribbon the other day. So thank you to Commissioner Herr for being there to do that. It's in her district. Also today, I want to thank our staff. You guys were doing the vendor outreach today at the Sanford Orlando International Airport, along with the city of Sanford, I think the city of Winter Springs, and others, to greet vendors and help them understand how they conduct or may be able to conduct business with government entities. Also want to put on your radar that the Sanford Orlando Air Show is coming back this year. Thunderbirds will be the headliner, and the date for that is October 25th and 26th. I think that's all I have in my report, other than one thing I do want to touch on. And I struggled to bring this up, but I think it needs to be said. This past week, we watched Mr. Charlie Kirk assassinated. And I got to tell you, when we look across the landscape of our county, we are very fortunate that we don't have the kind of discord that many parts of this country have. And I think that's an attribute that comes and starts with leadership within this county. So I want to thank each and every one of you and our other elected officials who continue to have good dialogue with our citizens and understand other people's perspective. I think it speaks volumes of our county and where we're at, because as you look around, even parts of this state, the discontent and some of the argumentative things that happen. So I just want to thank each and every one of you for all the parts and roles you play in making sure that our community is one of the top in the country, in my opinion. So that's the end of my report. I will go, Commissioner Lockhart.
Sorry, I just have one thing that I want to add, not at all related to what you just said, so my apologies.
Yeah.
There was a gentleman who made public comment at our budget meeting last time, who I later found out connected the dots that he was also the gentleman who had been asking me to meet him at his home before 7 o'clock in the morning to take a 2.5-mile walk together. And so when the comment was made that he was an orphan of Commissioner Lockhart's, that is what that was referring to. I just thought I wanted to, I believe he's going to be speaking again this evening, and I don't want to say anything in his, I'm not trying to, but for context, for any of our staff or for my colleagues, I declined his option, the opportunity he gave me to go on a walk with him, and so that's why he's a little unhappy with me. So that you understand.
And we've all had that happen to us, yeah, where people would blame us for something.
Well, and
we
in
didn't feel
today's
safe.
world, I don't feel comfortable going on walks and meeting people at their homes by myself, so.
Sure, understood.
Yeah.
Rightfully so. Good stuff. All right, we will go to our non-agenda portion of the meeting. Anyone that desires to speak before the commission on non-agenda items, we will go there, and we will check with the clerk. Do we have anybody here to speak?
No, sir.
Then we shall be adjourned till 5:30 this evening.